Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside. Look what we just uncovered.
Alright. Yeah, I already kind of figured that. It is a rhetorical question, but yes, that is the answer. Because I've gone over how low the drop rates are in this game, and the booster we got just doubles the drops. So, and it's 4 hours. I gotta be playing until like almost midnight. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be playing longer than I would have otherwise. Anyway, I hope the not Steam, internet connection's better, and we don't have screen vomit. I mean, the bit rate's higher, but the little square next to it that indicates connection strength is... or... I'm not quite sure what that is. It usually turns red when you hit packet loss, but it's mostly yellow and red tonight instead of green. Bit rate's still up, though.
The scanner has picked up a target. Go to the dig site.
Grenier prey on the weak, but we prey on the Grenier.
The excavator has run out of power. Find a cell.
Anywho, on, I guess, a note since the last time I played this, I've gotten a few more stances. So, this uses a great source stance that I got called a Tempo Royale, which one that I wanted. Ooh, wow. 2 people at once. Hello. I would be playing Dark Souls 2, but Warframe does not let you pause these resource timers, or the booster timers, at all. I don't know what you have to apologize for. Am I? Yes, a bit tired, and I also feel a bit rushed. I feel a bit rushed because the daily reset timer for Warframe is an hour before I start, and it gave me a 4-hour resource booster, and like you can't pause a timer on that at all for any reason. And like there's some really rare resources in this game, so I kind of just feel like I'm forced to play and make the most of this time. I'm trying to be more relaxed though, because I usually do things faster when I'm relaxed. The Terror Breath though is just, I think I've had slightly bad sleeping posture the past few nights. I don't feel exhausted, but I'm definitely not fully awake. Or rather, I'd be ready to fall asleep when I come in from reading back tonight. Guess how are you? Now that I've answered, time to return the question.
Another power cell for the excavator.
It's fine, we have to take a while to answer. You can tell I'm a small streamer, so more than you have all the time in the world to reply. Well, all the time being about 2 hours, because that's when I close out stream.
Complete. Look what we found.
I forget if it was you or someone else left, but did you play Warframe?
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Oh. Interesting. Seemed to have been recommended to a family member. Wasn't really expecting that. Well, welcome. I would be playing Dark Souls 2, but the daily login reward for Warframe was a resource booster, and they don't let you pause the timers on those at all, and it's only 4 hours. So, like, if I decide to take a break to play, I'll only get maybe an hour out of this. There are some very rare resources that you have to farm for like a whole day, just to get maybe like 10 or 20 of them. This booster will double that.
Excavator deployed. Protect the unit while it extracts the artifact. The scanner has picked up a target. Go to the dig site.
Although what I'm doing right now is, this is a Void Fisher, so I'm cracking open relics, but the main reason is for Cryotic. Because that is apparently needed for a lot of things in large quantities. Yeah. I like the parkour in this game. I really do. Like, I take joy in not touching the floor for a while. It's also fun when you just kind of cut through things in fluid parkour motion. Like, you know, just doing all your little slide cuts through and jumping out, doing all that, just cutting them down one after the other after the other. Sometimes it isn't like that, though, when you get into really high levels, but then you can optimize your guy to do that again, and that feels satisfying. It doesn't start off grindy, which I think is important to getting you hooked. Important to keep an eye out for. The grind does not just all of a sudden kick in. It gradually increases as you get further in the game. So you're okay with it by the time the grind gets excessive. Also, I hope the stream quality is okay, because the past 2 nights, the Comcast has decided to just give me, as Alyssa put it, screen cancer. So I'm hoping the connection's better. There's not much I can do about it if it isn't, though. Now they're putting in Radiance. It's... Actually, it's not all internet companies, it's just American internet companies. Trust me, I will take many opportunities to riff on America after learning how corrupt this state is. Well, state, country. I've heard stories of the fact that you can just go to a freaking... What is it, like a soup? You know, I'm blanking on the term for the store, but you know, your general store, but one of the larger ones. It's usually incorporated. You can just go out to a market. Convenience store, yes, and buy a card. It's like $7 a month for gigabit internet. In Finland, which is actually the main reason I want to move there. Meanwhile, it's like $125 a month for 25 megabit connection here in the US. It's crazy just how much worse the service is. It's the least crazy thing. Not quite as crazy as the other things happened this year, but still. It's enough for me to move. Till then, I just gotta put up with Comcast. Yeah, if you... I'll try to keep it short. I haven't really spoken about enough to succinctly summarize all the points that I know. But the idea is, ever since, capitalism is all about making a profit. and profits are first. Well, the political party for capitalism is called neoliberalism, and that was the party of Ronald Reagan. So when he became president, he got rid of a lot of regulations and really sowed the seeds for the kind of apocalyptic state we're in right now. Basically, it's capitalism gone wild is what's made the US as bad as it is.
Dig complete. Your hard work has just been rewarded. Excavator is ready to go. Keep it powered and protected from enemy fire.
I mean, like, it's affected a lot of things.
Crawl to the dig site.
You'd think they'd clone something a little less ugly.
Our healthcare is both mediocre and far overpriced because of capitalism. Our internet's crap because of capitalism. Our food is not healthy because of capitalism. It's because unhealthy food's more addictive than the healthier stuff. So they learn how to make that damn stuff cheap. And sprinkle a little bit of it even into some of the healthy foods.
I will consider what I can do from the skirmish.
Yeah, they all are. Or at least the Democrats and Republicans. There are some smaller third parties. I mean, way smaller third parties that are actually, you know, actual political parties and not just corporate cronies. But the system is set up in such a way that it is nigh impossible for a third party to get a strong foothold. Oh, they're trying. I know one is the People's Party. Is definitely trying their best to get a strong foothold. But it's really hard to in America. So until then, it's basically just you either vote for open corrupt capitalism, the Republican Party, or the behind closed doors corruption of the Democrat Party. Personally prefer the Democrats because in trying to appear progressive, they actually do implement at least some mildly good policies on top of being neoliberal. Oh. Okay. Honestly, well, the connection doesn't seem low. It does seem kind of unstable tonight. Hopefully the viewing experience isn't that bad. The other night it was like less than 1,000 bitrate. So normally I stream at like around 5,000 bitrate, but the connection's usually like 3 to 5,000. So I have it set to be variable instead of just dropping frames.
An artifact has been located.
Oh.
Proceed to the dig
Huh.
site.
I got them on my own merit. That,
Is that what makes them violent?
again, I'm not really... Unexpected growth, I'll leave it at that.
Excavator deployed. Protect the unit while it extracts the artifact.
It's the vibe of this... I guess what I aim for with this stream is just to play a game and try to be at least somewhat interesting while still playing how I normally would. Because, trust me, there is a strong pull to try and, like, appeal to an audience instead of playing how the usual way I would. Learning to live with that has been part of just learning to stream. And then, in the meantime, I'll talk about the game, politics, whatever the heck you want. I guess it's a bit of a chat room with a game in the background. Like hanging out with a friend on the couch. Oh. Remember, if it's less than a minute, then you're fine. It's normal for a stream. If it's over a minute, you should probably refresh.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside. Excavation complete. Look what we found. Excavator is ready to go.
Alright, cool.
Keep it powered and protect it from enemy fire. The scanner has picked up a target.
I don't know how many of you have played Warframe, but right now I'm playing as Frost, precisely because we're doing excavation. Because his third ability is this Frost Dome that just protects everything inside from damage outside.
Find another cell.
It's very durable, so it's really good for any kind of stationary defense stuff like excavation. Ooh, we're starting to get tougher enemy types. Ah, cool. Reminds me of Alyssa. I don't know if she's here, but she lives out in, like, deep country. And she has internet so bad she has to watch on YouTube. Because without the buffering feature, she literally can't watch the streams. And then when she goes to, like, her parents' store, who actually, like, has the common sense to, unlike her father, invest in good internet, it's just like all of a sudden she might have better internet than me, honestly. Or at least on par. Internet's usually, like, good enough. It's not exceptional. I think it's, like, supposed to be 125 megabit connection.
What we just uncovered.
Something like that. Which is good enough for streaming. Not for high quality streaming, mind you. And sometimes they just drop the ball like hard and it's... yeah. It doesn't impact my day-to-day, as in, I don't really notice it while surfing the web, I don't notice it too much while gaming. Because these things have latency stuff, but like for streaming, you need like an uninterrupted high quality connection, and that's just not what I always have.
Let's go.
Oh, yes. That would be fantastic. Oh, whoop. Okay. Oh, I can survive it. Also, since last time I played, I fiddled around with the Steam controller support, so I fixed some of the issues that were with it. So now I can actually use my full melee moveset, like on demand, instead of it being a freaking crapshoot. So, I guess to describe it will actually take a while. I can't succinctly describe what the issue is, or was. Actually, it kind of still is. I'm more so circumventing it rather than fixing it. Is the fact that Steam has a really nice feature of having different controller layouts for different stuff. As in, like, when you're in the menus, you can have one controller layout, when you're in game, you have another. When you're aim down sight, it depends on the game, so it's not set by the player, rather by either the developers or Steam themselves. You can say, like, oh yeah, when you aim down sights, you can have a completely different button layout to when you're just hip firing, and it'll switch to that stuff on the fly, which is like really cool. The problem is though with Warframe is that, say when at ADS, there's a mode for melee attacks, if I have a melee weapon out, and then there's a mode for just gunplay. The problem is that when it switches between the two, I have to hold down to ADS, and basically it kind of glitches out a bit when it does the switch and doesn't quite register the fact that I've released the trigger, or maybe it doesn't register the fact that I'm still holding it down. So it's kind of random whether when it switches modes it'll think I've released the trigger or I'm still holding the trigger, regardless of what I'm actually doing with the controller. So I need to hold down that, though, to access some of the melee moveset. And with it inconsistently deciding which one I'm doing, I just couldn't reliably make use of like half the moveset, all the weapons. Yeah, Steam is a big platform. It has some really nice features if you can dig into them. I'm not fully privy to all of them, obviously, because I mostly use it as a storefront, but there is some good stuff there. Anywho, I went into the control configs, and actually, they let you go really in-depth in customizing the control schemes on Steam. Really, really in-depth. Like, I can customize the trigger type, like, just for, like, the triggers on my controller. I can customize what action it does. I can make it actually bind to a certain action game instead of a button itself. So it'll, like, ignore in-game mappings if I want it to. I guess I'll go for a Forma. I have 2 Keras Prime handles. And I can set it to trigger at whatever threshold I want. Like how much I have to push it down for it to trigger. I can also set what type of trigger it is. Like it would be a simple trigger, a hold trigger, a double action trigger, or as I have it set to now is a hair trigger. Which is when it passes the threshold, it will activate, and as soon as I let up, even a little bit, then it'll release. Which is really good for like single firing a full auto gun. Well, as simple as like you have to... Okay, that's just a lot of enemies. And nullifiers. Alright. And... not quite the...
The Grineer used to be builders, but now all they make is war.
I'll do it again. Yeah, it's not doing enough damage. It might be time to leave. Where is it going with that? Alright. Set to a hair trigger, and also I can set action triggers to it as well, which is what I use to circumvent it. So basically I can set up so that way the left trigger does something when I use it normally, and it can do a different thing when I press it, it can do a different thing when I release it, and it can set all this stuff up however I want, however many I want as well. So I set it up to just press down LT whenever I release it, because I have ADS set to hold. So that way, when Steam switches modes from melee to range, it may get stuck in ADS or whatever, but because it'll also register the fact that I release trigger, whether I did or not, it'll then trigger that release action, which is just to press LT, which will then, of course, release ADS, so it behaves as I want. The other thing I changed was the fact that I got some mods that increase attack speed by like a lot, and it was really hurting my finger. In fact, it was even hurting my wrist because, you know, it's linked to your fingers.
Excavation complete. Equipment found.
And I changed it so that way I just hold down the melee button to keep swinging. Just went to advanced options and turned on turbo mode. Anyway, with those changes, there's also the dead zones too, because the default form for the Warframe controls does not have dead zones, and those are just... I don't know if you know what dead zones are, and I'll just explain it in case you don't. You know, with your stick, if you tilt it over to whatever angle, character will start moving or camera will start moving, whoever it's tied to. The dead zone is you have to tilt it past a certain point for it to actually register by the game. If you tilt it just a little bit, it won't register anything. And this is helpful because as sticks wear down, they don't perfectly recenter. They may be a little bit slanted, or maybe you don't consciously realize that you're putting enough pressure on the stick to just tilt it ever so slightly. And maybe you don't perceive it with your eyes, but the software does. So the dead zones are there just to like prevent those unwanted movements. And the default stuff for Warframe did not have dead zones, so I was wondering why the heck the freaking cursors kept drifting off. I fixed that, and I may need to increase the dead zone on my left stick. So I'm starting... It's happening occasionally. When I exit a menu, there's a bit of a drift.
Excavation complete. Look what we found.
Okay, where the... There... Ooh. No, Mesa Prime is vaulted, so I'm taking that. Honestly, I don't know if Warframe and Stream are competing for resources, but I imagine they will. They might be, given that... yeah, for the entire rug selection menu there, it dropped down to 0 bitrate, and somehow didn't disconnect. I wonder how much cryotic it got. Oh, well, that's a lot of void traces. We were in there for half an hour. Okay. I'll say when it comes to PC gaming, rather control schemes, mouse and keyboard will take some getting used to. 3,900 cryotic. You need like 9,000 cryotic for some items to craft, so you really need cryotic. It's a common resource because you get it from excavations and only from excavations. It's a guaranteed way, and just you always need more. Yeah, connection seems stable now. Yeah, I think Stream might be competing with Warframe for the connection. I'm a little surprised by that, because Stream should only use upstream. And yeah, I guess the game would use a little bit of upstream, but generally not a lot. You only need to really tell the server or the other people where you are. You usually do a lot of the rendering client side. Still not quite sure what this weapon does. Because I also got like a 3-day affinity booster a couple days ago. So I'm kind of going through weapons pretty fast, and I don't quite know what they do because I don't have them long enough before their max rank, and with limited inventory space I just gotta sell stuff off I don't particularly like. If I'm not in love with it, I shouldn't keep it.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
So yeah, if I didn't have the resource booster, well, first off, I'd be playing Dark Souls 2, but if I were still playing Warframe, I'd be going through the star chart or some quests. Yeah, the other thing I get to mention is that yes, keyboard and mouse does take getting used to, but as for which control scheme is better, that's on a game-by-game basis. I know in my younger years, gosh, I can't believe I just said the phrase younger years, but I used to hear fairly frequently the whole PC Master Race keyboard and mouse is just hands down better than controller and all that stuff, and I was defending gamepad, but at this point in my life, I realize it really depends on the game and developers and how they've designed it all. Yeah, so they both have their pros and cons. The one thing I know for a fact that keyboard will never have over the pad is the fidelity of movement,
Ordis has been counting stars.
because
Operator. All accounted
you'll
for.
never be able to replicate the degrees of freedom of movement you have with a stick with a WSD. WSD may be like sharper turns, but again, depends on the game whether you actually want sharper, more immediate turns or if you want more fine control, which angle you're going for. Alright, I need to sell things. I'd say Warframe was built for mouse and keyboard, but they have some pretty decent controller support. Definitely not terrible on a controller. Menus are a little slower though, because I have to use a stick-controlled cursor instead of like my actual mouse. It freely switches though between the two. Yeah, when I'm not on mouse and keyboard is it was like in September. I played Ultra Kill for too long and too hard and hurt my wrist, and I haven't been able to fully rest my wrist since. Either because I just was ignorant about what I was doing with my wrist, or circumstances just called for me to lift heavy things. And so it's not fully healed yet, so I'm just avoiding mouse and keyboard, or more specifically mouse stuff. I can surf the web fine nowadays, though. That doesn't bother my wrist. Alright, where is the other weapon? I don't want to sell prime stuff, because those are really hard to come by. Because you have to do those Void Relic stuff to hopefully get the parts, and you need like 4 different parts from 4 different relics. It's crazy how much grinding there is. So you don't want to get rid of those, even if you don't like them. I'm trying to keep one of each subtype of melee weapons. And aside from that, right is the axe. Where is it? No. There it is. And then for guns, I'm just keeping like one sniper rifle. I have prime shotguns, so I don't need to keep shotguns around. A couple bows, because I like bows. And then just whatever else I like. Like the Exceltra, because it's a rocket launcher. But it fires 12 rockets a second. It burns through ammo crazy fast, but still. It's a fucking full auto rocket launcher. Damage is kind of falling off though, because it is a looter shooter, I guess. In a way, it doesn't quite. Not a whole lot of shooting if you don't want to. Warframes are very important. These determine like a very large part of how you play the game. I don't know what else I wanted to say while the menu was up. Alright, get stuff out of the foundry. So even though there's limited inventory space, you can actually have an infinite number of things ready to be picked up from the foundry. So technically you have infinite inventory through the foundry. You just can't have like ready to use and swap out whenever you want. Infinite inventory. What? I need a secondary and both are stuck, because I'm not quite sure what the hell to do. Yeah, as you can see here, 12 hours to craft it, 24 hours. The warframes take 3 days to craft, so it, it's waiting. It's a lot of waiting. It's a good idea to just start crafting as soon as you're able to because of that. So you'll never quite know when exactly you want to swing a hammer around. But if you do and you don't have one crafted, you're gonna have to wait an extra day. Honestly, feel free to interrupt my little monologues. I guess I'm just trying to fill dead air. Explaining the things that are happening roughly as they're happening. Whatever else thoughts are going through my head. And I won't color this out for... I've having some trouble coming up with color schemes lately. Let's see, stances... I can put in either. Go Cleaving Whirlwind, though. I do not... I initially thought, like, oh yeah, Greatswords could be pretty nice, but I hate them. That was before I fixed the controller support, because this thing has a running attack that you just spin it around, or rather, it spins you around, and while mechanically I like it, just aesthetically, no, I don't like just like top spinning type attacks. And that was kind of all I had because I couldn't use the other half of the moveset, but now I can. So I like Greatsword quite a bit. Let's see, this thing has even crit chance, even element, even status chance, crit multiplier. Good range. I may not need a reach mod on this. But to start, this is the thing that hurt my finger, Berserker. Yeah, it is. Like, I think you have to get a handful of Warframes before Warframe itself becomes pretty fun, but it does get pretty damn fun to play. It's just by the time it's really fun to play, you've had to have multiple frames, which means you've had to grind a hell of a lot, and you're probably hooked on the grind by that point. You're supposed to be in this awkward spot where it's like, I really want to tell you not to play because it's super grindy, but also tell you to play because it's also pretty fun. I'm not sure which one I'd really lean towards. I'd just say, yeah, it's fun, but beware the grind. Really beware the grind. For me, though, I've made some friends in this game. They've, honestly, alongside stream, have given me a great amount of social contact. And it's also been rather fulfilling, I suppose, to play this much. Give me something to spend my time on. Yeah, I think in terms of time commitment, this is like an MMO. It's just not as many players at once, I suppose. If you don't really care for the huge numbers. Yeah. So if you're good, I don't really need True Steel, do I? Do I? Or do I? Modding this stuff, like, it's a bit easy and a bit hard to decide about modding things. Reason being is because you either build your weapon for crit or you build it for status. Usually it's determined because, like, your status is higher than your crit rate or something like that. But when it's even like this, it's just, I don't quite know which one would be more damage overall. Okay, I have a 4... I'm not sure Condition of War is a good thing to throw in there at the start, but I'll work with it. I'm also real curious if Energy Channel is really worthwhile. Because I usually like to use rapidly attacking melee weapons, So energy channel being on just one hit feels a I wouldn't quite make the most use of it. But it's like Greatsword, I could hit kind of frequently with it, but it is one of the slower hitters. Oh hey, Brown Reach. I haven't upgraded that at all yet. Yeah, I could also put in Canis Man below. Actually, I should. More damage and status at the same time. Okay, what does the Stug do? Seems like explosives. Actually, what the hell is the description for the Stug? Firing a sticky, toxic explosive compound, the Stug gel gun offers multiple ejection modes, delivering maximum damage in all situations. I kind of doubt the damage part, not because I'm looking at the stats, but just because secondary weapons in general pale in comparison to primary weapons, which also in turn pale in comparison to melee weapons in terms of DPS. It's like makes sense that they give melee really high damage just to kind of balance out the fact that guns have a lot more range, but then they give you this amazing parkour system, or rather good parkour system. I don't think there's much in this game, if anything, that's great. There's a lot that's good. And because of that parkour stuff, you can advance really quickly onto the enemy. So you can only really make use of the gun's extra range for like one, maybe less than a second, and then they're in range, and then, you know, melee just has better DPS. Most part. Alright, so what is this good for stat-wise? 2-second reload is like primary range. The secondary should have like less than 2 seconds, if not less than 1 second reload. Crit rate is bad, so this is status is 0. Alright, I will see it. Okay. This is either a knockdown thing or something else. Alright. Try this out. Then, because I have just 5 left, I'll throw it on suppress. By the way, even though it's now technically silent, the actual firing noise sound effect does not change at all. So it's still going to sound however loud it normally is. It's just AI won't detect it. I'm curious, because the Sonicore is another thing that has 0% status chance and low and really bad crit stats. And this thing, I don't really use it for damage. It's just, it fires like a freaking sound blast that can knock down enemies. So when you're downed and waiting for a revive, you can only use your secondary. This is going to be, it won't kill the stuff around me, but it'll incapacitate them. It'll help out people getting me up. I wonder if this Stug is similar to that. I was also impressed by just the amount of sheath customization. Like, you can customize how rotated around it is, as well as the pitch and yaw of it. So it's clipped into my body. Oh, hello. Attach it to either. Alright, I didn't notice about that slider before. You can change which part it's attached to. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. And then just Greatsword holster. Yeah, and they can just change the holster position. The unfortunate part is that you get one holster position for free, and then the other ones cost 20 platinum, and 85 platinum is $5. You can trade for platinum. Like these prime parts I'm getting now, the relics that you need for the prime stuff, it says so rare you have to hold on to it. You can trade that to other players for platinum. So that's how you can get plat for free. Without having to spend anything that just increases your grind, honestly. Where is that going? Oh, right. Do I want to farm more chaotic, or do I want to farm something else? This one's Eris Uranus? Maybe Uranus. See, now I'm not quite sure what to farm, because I know I need organ cells, I need cryotic, I know I need tellurium, I need oxium. Guess I'll go get some oxium then. So I think that was Jupiter, preferably. Where would it be? Yeah, I guess you go.
The enemy is at our doorstep. You must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Mag may not have been the best choice for this map. She's a generally alright choice, though. It's one of the potential starting frames, and she is good. Yeah, like this attack. It's just I don't like spinning like a tap like that. Like spinning like pirouettes in the attacks. All right, I'm fine with that. For more realistic sword swinging, but I'll accept pirouettes. It can be cool at times, but like this just I don't like it. It's effective, but I don't like it. And without access to this half moveset, I'm just stuck doing that. Fucking spinning around. There's an oxium. Actually, all the oxium I need, to be honest. I only need 5. Oh, that's too late. I wonder who that is. Okay, that yellow screen flash usually means there's an invasion coming. Probably not for me then. Yeah, so as you play the game, you're going to make enemies of certain factions. Not because, you know, you've been an asshole to them, but because they're mutually exclusive. Like, you help with one faction, yet another faction just doesn't like you. That's that. Okay, this looks actually better than I thought. Oh, I forgot to upgrade this thing, didn't I? It's almost max and I forgot to put extra mods in there. Yeah, contact grenade's way better. Penta had a fuse on it, and I did not like that. Actually, you're right, it does. It's Graham Prime. So Graham is the very first greatsword you can make. It also means it's the weakest greatsword you can make, and this is just the Prime version, so it's like one of the strongest greatswords you can make. I haven't used the Stug, that's right. It's already rank 7. Max rank is 30, by the way. Oh yeah, this is a lot of Oxium. Oh, and the booster's doubling it too, isn't it? Alright. heck are these? Like damage over time while it's on top of them? It's interesting. Interesting gun. I don't know if it's a particularly useful gun though. If it slows them down, then great, or if it can do a lot of DPS if I lob it onto them. Okay. I'm gonna keep going.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity.
Yeah, I get we got a lot of oxygen.
Our
Like,
position has
yeah.
been compromised.
That. Oh,
Defend
I was just
the
over on.
until reinforcements arrive.
We'll say, like, the standing combo, though, for this stance is actually pretty nice. Just cut, and the second hit actually lifts, and the third one slams them back down. So it tends to be angled in such a way that it bisects them. So it's real satisfying. You have to, like, not be moving to activate it, otherwise you get the little spin. Which can hit twice for enemies in front. And it's actually like a circular attack, which is, again, mechanically it's a very nice move that I like, but just aesthetically, why this animation? Yeah, you're not going to notice too many heavy attacks, because the heavy, unless you have combo efficiency, heavy attacks consume your entire combo meter. You want to save those for heavy enemies. Although the combo meter goes away after some seconds, so I don't know. Guess I shouldn't be bothering about it too much. I'm not really using the main thing Mag does, I guess because I don't have a great gun for it either way. So Mag's second ability is like her mainstay one, because that one is... oh boy. I think it'd be easier to show it than explain it, but I'm not sure if I have good guns for showing it. Just gonna reload. As you can see, it's like basically a little gravitational well. So if the enemy you cast it on gets stuck in the center, it'll pull in nearby enemies too, and it pulls in all of your shots as well that actually enter their globe sphere of influence. So it can deal like a lot of damage. You know, like that. The reason I say Mag is good is because there are 3. That does restore ally shields. I mean, that's just a secondary effect. The main effect, though, is that it reduces enemy armor, so they'll take more damage. Because high-level enemies in particular have like a lot of armor to them. Makes having armor strip abilities or passives or armor strip weapons very important. Man, like 75% attack speed is crazy. And I can stack attack speed mods, by the way. Not every single one. Some of them conflict, but I can stack at least 2.
That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
Yep, max rank Talkor. I only got to fire that thing 3 times. Got 138 Oxium, though. That is a lot. That is a lot. You only get like 10 to 12 per enemy that drop those. Means now I can make this greatsword. I could make this one, but it'll requires use of a sword that I really like, so I need to make a duplicate of that sword before I go ahead and forge war. What other great swords have I got? I do not have materials at all for the Tatsu. Don't quite have the materials for Paracesis, but I'm keeping the Galatine because it's required. I know how to get Orc and Ducats, and I guess I know how to get Eidolon shards. I guess I'll go work on either the Guandao Prime I can do tomorrow. Because I have the resource booster today, and what I need is Tellurium, because I am completely out of Tellurium. Right, the other starting frame is Volt, who is... Again, he's good. The only one that's like kind of questionably good in terms towards the end game is Excalibur, the recommended starting frame. It's very, very melee focused. So if you want to use guns, I guess don't really pick Excalibur at the start. If you want to use just guns, I mean, you can go for Mag. Or Volt too, I guess. In the Volt, he has Chain Lightning as his first ability. He has a Speed Boost as his second. As a shield that if you shoot through it, increases the power of your shots. And you can pick it up. It slows you down a bit, and you can't use your primary while you're holding it, but still. Maneuver the shield without having to recast it, and then you have this AoE shock that I rarely, if ever, use because it's small radius for how long the cast time is on it. His passive is that the more he moves around grounded, the stronger his next attack will be. And it can be a gunshot, a melee attack, an ability, whatever attack it is, whatever the next attack is. He moves up to, like, I think it was like 1,000 extra damage, which is a lot. Can one-shot most things with that much, with a max charge. Which is actually good for a new player, because you won't be all that used to the parkour. You'll probably sprint around a lot. So yeah, you can play him with melee or ranged, because if you play him with melee, or melee focus, then you have Chain Lightning first from range attacks. And if you're playing him at the gun focus, then you have the shield to boost your guns. Not have to worry too much about melee. Mag is... You could play her melee because she does have pull. Which is really fun to do. But really want Magnetize is her main ability, which you want to... You can't use melee to boost, so you have to shoot at it. Yeah, Polarize, as I explained, the armor strip, and then this is just an AoE CC and damage. Doesn't have much of a lasting effect, but if you gotta, like, say, clear out an area... It's a small radius, though. I mean, I've boosted it to, like, 31 meters, but I think it's, like, 8 or 12 meters normally. And then Excalibur. Excalibur's passive is... Okay. Maybe it already went down for 0. Excalibur's passive is he's better with swords. And... slash dash. You can do a sliding attack as well, but this has its own little unique properties. Radio blind. Radio javelin is, I mean, you can kind of use it to clear out grunts, but you can't really use it to clear out tough enemies. It just doesn't do enough damage. Like, despite saying it's high damage, because it's even split and it's just physical, it's actually kind of not once you factor in armor. So for low armor targets, radio javelin's good. It's real, the real good one though is Exalted Blade. This thing can cut through nearly everything like a hot knife through butter if you build it right. His other abilities are kind of meh and they require some finesse. Slash dash, you actually cannot take HP damage while you're in the animation, and it knocks down anything that it doesn't kill. And you can get an augment for it that'll also have it heal allies that you pass through with it. Oh, and you can use it in parkour too, because you can use it midair to give you a good forward speed boost. This one, it stuns enemies, and then stunned enemies you can actually use finishers on, and they also are blinded, so they technically can't detect you, so you get the sneak attack bonus as well. Which means you can actually deal more damage to enemies using Radio Blind than you can with Radial Javelin. Again, the Radial Javelin's the only ability that's not quite good. He's very offensive, so if you don't want to be concerned at all about how you can help others around, then yeah, Excalibur's fine. Plus you get his Prime variant, Excalibur Prime, as part of the quest once you get towards the end of the star chart. So yeah, those are 3 starter frames. You're going to be stuck with your starter frame for a long time, whichever one you pick. So if you want to use, say, like, if you want to use guns, if you want to have any kind of serious focus on guns, don't use Excalibur. I'll say that. If you want to be almost purely melee, Excalibur is it. Otherwise, take your pick between Mag and Volt. Alright, this is the training loadout. Where am I gonna go? I'm gonna do survival, so Valbon's probably good. Tonker, right, I need to pick something else.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return
Covered in blood.
safe and sound.
Alright, what primaries have I got? Alright, Hexanon. Could get the Comorax with that, but it's not... Is that a lot of Hex? Is that a lot or not? There's Orcan Cells. Orcan Cells are another rare resource. You only get like 1 or 2 at a time, and rarely per mission. There's some ones where you can farm them, like, guaranteed. I know a spot where you can get at least 1 for every 3 minutes. And yeah, you need like up to 15 for like a lot. Burn through those very quickly. Now, Stradivar is ready to pick up. What the hell does Phantasma do? That's a weird looking weapon. Continuous stream of deadly plasma, urging secondary fireless clock. Okay. Take that. Because I'm low on. There's also Warframes. You know what? I'll leave Warframes be for now. I think I have like a couple that are on the way. Yeah, I got Embers on the way in like 3 days. Should be some more. Necros will be by the time I wake up tomorrow. And Wisp is later tomorrow. Yeah, just, as I said, the grind increases very gradually. So you may get hooked before you realize it. Just be wary of that if you don't want to get hooked. And if you do play, we could play together. Keep in mind, I do like playing solo for like maybe half the day. So I'm not always gonna want to play with you, but I will play with you from time to time. I'm a bit of an introvert by nature, so hanging around with people, even if they're people I like for all day, is just tiring. Wait, this thing... Wait. It's a continuous stream of deadly plasma. It's a shotgun, though. It takes shotgun mods. Oh, that does get me thinking about, though, that I actually like how they do leveling up in this game. Like, for your main character. I mean, ranking up your weapons, fine enough. I rank up yourself is neat. You actually don't gain XP for yourself. It's instead XP you gain for new weapons. Or, not new weapons, just new gear, any gear. Any gear that can rank up, any XP you earn towards that goes towards your total level. And so once you get enough, you don't just rank up yourself. No, you actually have to then take a test. A gameplay test. To be qualified to level up. I like that. They make those tests fairly easy. But, nice. Now then, what do I want? I want to use the Amalgam mods, because these are really cool. And I just got those recently. But if I gotta use one, it's gotta be multi-shot. It's got to be multi-shot. Yeah, it really is. Like, I just got to rank 16, like, a couple hours ago. If I'd known I was getting a resource booster, I may have A, not logged in at all and saved it till the morning, or B, I may have held off on that master rank test so I can actually show you. Because it's a different test for each rank. The benefits for ranking up, though, is some of the, like, when it comes to, like, syndicates, the different factions I mentioned, you can only earn so much reputation with them per day, so that limit gets increased by a little bit. There's a couple other things that get increased by a little bit with their limits. The main stuff, though, is that you'll get, I don't know how many different ranks, or maybe it is every rank, they'll start getting loadout slots, which I initially didn't use, but now I actually use quite a bit. What did I want? I guess chilling reload. It does deal radiation damage. I probably should have put damage on here first, to be honest. Alright, how much is point? What's point blank? Oh no, that conflicts with Hell's Chain. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, now where's the 6? Ah, full-fledged chilling reload. That's right. Alright, so different loadouts. As you rank up, you get more loadout slots, which I like. You can quickly swap to stuff. You also increase base mod capacity, which is here, because each of these has a number, and you can't exceed the max capacity. And that max capacity is the highest of two numbers, the rank of the weapon and the rank of yourself. So right now it's 16, and once the weapon gets to 17, that'll start going up again. Which means I can get these weapons useful in combat sooner rather than later as my own rank gets higher. Mods is where the bulk of the power comes. Like, on here, condition overload. Double your damage for every status type they have on them. You can get like 3 or 4 status types out of your weapon. Alright, where's the... it was Grenier Sea Labs, which I think was Uranus? I could try defense, but I think it was recommended to do survival. I gotta check the webpage. There's a wiki you should not be afraid to consult. If the page mentions spoilers, and there's spoilers on that, and that's up to you, your call. But for the most part, it's just very useful information. It'll tell you like where you can find stuff and how often it drops, what the drop rates are, recommended places to farm, and all that. It'll help you out a lot. Alright, so either... Okay, the one slot I don't have unlocked yet here in the Cooper Fortress, or survival somewhere. I mean, maybe? Actually, yeah, that's worth it. Just get free source boost, too. I don't know if Valbon's the greatest pick for this, though. I mean, Valbon is really good for camping, but he might be too good. Yeah, It's a hard one to explain, because I know I've been on both sides of the fence in that regard. But both be offering help, and as well as saying you should do things on your own. And I think it depends how worthwhile it is to, say, accomplish it on your own. Yeah, where are... Oh, they're over there. Yeah, so my one throws out these little rollers, little shock drones. They just roll around, they then jump up. Like the drones from Rainbow Six Siege, but spheres. And instead of scanning things for intel, they just shock everything they come into contact with. That's them over there. I threw out 4 of them, and they're just killing whatever the heck. I want to say Valbon's can be a bit too good at its job, because those rollers can just go off and they infested like the swarm in large groups, which is perfect for shock damage. It's very good at AoE. See, like they're all just like stun locked here until they die. I'm just throwing out the trap though. And got the trap. Okay, so this is a laser gun. But why does it take shotgun mods? I guess if there's something that's like a good story or like a good twist, then I definitely say do it on your own without help, because then you actually get to experience the twist. What is... There's the Hellfire. Not every gun has an Hellfire, but some do. I have one of my favorite... I have like 2 favorite shotguns. And I guess this might be a third, depending on... I still wouldn't call this a shotgun, so I don't know why I take shotgun mods. If I had better energy economy with Valbon, then it'd be great. Kinda can, kinda can't. So there's ways to improve your mod capacity. There's one is polarities. Like you saw, they had different symbols on the slots. That's matching, and if you match them, it halves the cost of the mod. You can use formas, which take 23 hours to craft, by the way, to change the mod polarity of one slot on one item. Those can be helpful, and then there's these Orphan Catalysts, which are very rare. You can buy them for 20 plat. That's probably how I get most of those. At least how I'll get most of mine. And that... they double the mod capacity. So it goes from 30 to 60. So you combine the two together and you can get like... I think the wiki said it was like 170 something total mod capacity. Effective mod capacity, that is. Because you still only technically have 60. I guess that'll do 120, and then there's... with all the former slots, and there's like an aura slot that actually increases mod capacity, especially if you match the polarity. So I could install the catalyst on Valbon and get better mod capacity, but because there's prime versions that have slightly better stats, I'd rather save all the catalysts for those instead of using them on the regulars. I don't think you can. I haven't looked into it, but I have run into people who were starting over on PC from, I think, like Nintendo Switch? I don't know if they just wanted to start over or if they couldn't transfer their save file, though. I didn't really ask into it. There might be crossplay. Or maybe there isn't. This is mostly a PvE game that's peer-to-peer. Okay, it's a pretty small mag size, honestly. And these guys aren't really camping. I haven't really been looking if I get Tellurium, though. Hope I do.
Additional life support has arrived.
Oh, somebody's trying to extract already. Are they? Yes. Well, I'm gonna tap back to see if I can get some resources, because we are a bit spread out. Okay. Keep the tethers, because they knock you down, then pull you in. Don't bother. Go, my little pretties. Yeah, just so we're clear, bullet jumping, this is faster than sprinting, unless you really jack up your sprint speed. Oh yeah. Yes, that little ball trap there actually shoots out spikes, which deal like a lot of puncture damage. Pretty good for camping. And with Albon's passive, he deals more damage to incapacitated enemies, and guess what this tether trap does? Ah, yeah, fair point. This isn't even as crazy as Valbon gets. I mean, this looks pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. But Valbon can get a lot crazier. If only it had better energy economy. Actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so if you have a good enough mods for this, you can actually just stay in this black hole of death infinitely. I can't. I've used up like everything I've got. Which is why I tend to go just to the little spike balls and tether traps instead. It's a lot more energy efficient.
The spores have almost completely saturated the atmosphere. You need to get out of there. Life support.
The one downside though to Valvon though is that he has pretty low shields, health, and armor, so he's real squishy. Most Warframes are not squishy. Valvon's an exception in that regard, but the trade-off is that if you camp with him, he does this shit. I don't even have to goddamn use my guns or my sword or really anything. I just... There's not much to it. Stop moving.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
Yeah, like if I added my little roly-polies, you saw how far away they got from me. And they were still killing things. That's why I say Valbomb can be a bit too good at camping. Because he can kill things for such a wide radius away from you. That kind of works against what you want. Because when you're farming, you want stuff to die close to you so you can pick up the drops easily. But with Valbomb, his kill radius is so far.
Spore saturation is nearing critical mass. After that point, no amount of life support will save you. Life support has been replenished.
I don't have energy. Alright, and then knock that down. And knock that down. I guess that'll do. Yep. Can that reach? Kinda. I missed that one. Fell short.
Another job well
Valbon's one of my favorites. I think you can pretty clearly see why it's my favorite. One of them. Just a lot of the missions require it to be very mobile, so you can't set up these kill nests all that often. It's only in certain game modes. Yeah, I didn't really get any Torium. But I did deal most of the damage. And got most of the kills. I should probably check out what my ranks are and do mods. Of an 18, I can maybe add like a something to this. I don't have any 4s in there, so I guess I'll just throw in Quick Draw. Quick Draw is a cheap one, that's kind of useful. Reload speed. Prime's at 20. Alright, so I can throw in an 8.
Covered in blood.
Safe and sound.
I like Ordis. He's really growing on me. 2 ships on board AI, and he's just... Because we're kind of just, like, in stone for... I don't know. We don't quite know how long you're petrified for. You're petrified for quite a while. When you come back, Ordis is still here as your ship. Though some of his parts are pilfered, probably the tutorial has you getting them back, like the Foundry segment, and Companion segment, Armor Arsenal segment, that kind of stuff. And all this time alone has kind of introduced some bugs into him. So as his little quips, he kind of bugs out a bit. It's a bit of a split personality now. Sabotage. Where is Survival? Well, defense. Ophelia. Here we are. I like him. He's really only growing on me over time. Damn, an hour and a half goes by pretty fast. Actually, yeah, it really does with playing Warframe. I mean, missions are usually like 5-10 minutes, unless you do like a survival mission, which is usually like a half hour. Oh, more like 20 minutes. If you're with like a good team that's actually trying to farm, then it could be in a half hour. And you just keep doing these over and over again.
Life support has been cut off.
Kind of starts to make sense how you... Oh, that was just sentience. I don't know if they'll spot me or not.
Fallen enemies will drop crucial life support. Be on the lookout.
Oh, cool, it has momentum. It's got super armor while I'm swinging with that thing, so I can't get knocked down by those damn grapple hooks. See, that's just that cloud of damage over there. This probably isn't the best spot for farming, honestly. It is a dead end, so they can't come at me from too long of an end, but you actually want to be in a crossroad of dead ends, so that way you get a lot of spawns. Like, a lot of spawns.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
Also want more people, because more people also means more spawns. Because I can guarantee you, with just one person, myself, at some point the enemies are actually going to run out and I'll have to change location. Alright. In case you don't, good night, Schmilf. Nice having you here.
I delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Alright, so what I'm looking for is Tellurium, which is a rare drop from enemies in this tile set. I call it tile sets because they don't actually they don't handcraft many levels. For some of the, I think probably most of the quests, if not all of them, those missions are handcrafted maps, but for a general gameplay that's procedurally generated using tile sets. And this is the Grenier Submersible. Because we're either in the ocean or at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know.
Life support incoming.
Like... Actually, can I leave it to the sea? Not sure if I can. Ah, this is a dead end. Maybe some, like, ocean parts aren't truly open world, though. It's like a end zone. If you get to the game, just teleports you back inside the playable area. Anywho, it's a rare drop on this tile set. I need it for a good few. I'm hoping to get it with a resource booster. Take that. Okay, I think I heard sentience. I don't know if they're left or if I... Oh, there's some Valerian. Great. Multi-shot's pretty alright. Only with shotguns you want multi-shot. You don't have multi-shot mods from the start, of course. You have to find those. Or buy them from other players if you have money to spend on plat, and you can treat other players for it. Reload time's pretty fast, though.
Is off to a successful start. When you need it, extraction is ready.
I think the longest I've done solo is 25 minutes. At that point, it's not so much the enemies are getting... Enemies were getting a little tough, but more so if I just couldn't kill them fast enough to keep the life support up. As I say, killed enemies have a chance to drop the life support modules like that restore 5%. And with like a full squad of players, the spawn rate is so high that you, if everybody's actually doing their part and killing stuff, you will never need to touch a life support capsule. I mean, never, not even for an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna like change out stance when I get back. The standing hits are pretty nice for it. Like this 3-hit combo is nice. And I can change it into this 2-hit. Has some nice flow to it, but like running forward's one. And sleeping attack is like it's like way farther and way faster than I thought it than I expected it to be. It's a hard time really making use of it. Oh, I'm actually out of ammo. Okay. Start using abilities then. I got a little bit of ammo. I like this gun. Let's see if I can keep it. Come on. As you can see, pretty much just kill everything. You can kind of stop spawning out those 2 ways. That's quite the pile of bodies.
Things grow, dreams. I believe in you all.
That's a really fast reload.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
That was a decent spot, but I can't help but feel like there might be a more optimal place to set up shop. If I can get a lot of energy, this should be a good spot. We're coming from 3 sides after all. Yeah, this thing's a slow greatsword, but with Berserker on here, as soon as I get some crits, it'll start speeding up. Not there. All my balls really need are line of sight. Yeah, as you can see, life support's down to 31%. Starting to get better. That's not good, almost dead. Yeah, her HP is not good.
Extraction is your best option.
Alright. That's a better option. I don't have enough to throw it on mine. Oh! Get my bacon. Alright, cool.
Life support activated.
Which way is extract though? See if I can make it to 15 minutes though. Rewards are every 5 minutes. At least in survival mode.
Support has been replenished.
Hey, could you like not? Damn. Just damn.
this without
Okay,
you.
where is my little spiky ball? Alright. Welcome back. Welcome to how crazy Vauban gets.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
I don't know if I got more Tellurium. I remember the one drop. I don't remember another. Yeah, just take a bit of cover here. Don't seem to be coming from behind. Second one. Yeah, so if I keep 2 tethers and 1 spike, that should be good. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. Just a matter of keeping my energy up. Me here for I don't know how long. It really is at the limbs of RNG whether they drop personal life support modules and whether they come here in the first place. Not really. I have a distrust of organized religion.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out As
Oh,
long
hey,
as
an
you
Axis C5. Anything, I think this trap may need more tethers. Yeah, we're running more spike ball. Yeah, so just so we're clear, the enemies are increasing in stats. They're getting more health, more damage, more armor as time goes on. Self-stagger. So I personally won't be able to stay here forever. I mean, ignoring sleep and eating and maybe power outage or internet outage or something. I can be here for a while. Just not forever, ever. Okay, that's the spot. Slightly elevated, but gets just enough line of sight. Pull them from everywhere. Now I should refresh. And the second one. Oh, I'm out of energy. Kill some of these guys so that tethers can pull in more.
We've got signals singing the same song as our victim.
Ah, great glass. Oh, there's some underneath.
Whatever these cephalites have become, there's no going back.
There goes my shields. Alright.
You gotta find out what's protecting them and then take your shot.
What the hell happened to my tether, though? Okay, starting to get overwhelmed. Oh, well, for the most part, it's a text. Gosh, sooner on your phone. I don't really use the phone app, but for basic functionality, it shouldn't be that different. Just option menus and stuff is in different spots.
10.
Okay.
Extraction is ready.
Yeah, I should go for extraction. Excuse me while I go do that. Or rather, go get the life support capsule.
Life support has been replenished.
I assume it'd be on the left side of it, all like the desktop app. There's a bunch of names with hashtags next to them. Like to the left, those would be text chats, text channels.
Support has been replenished.
It's kind of like a forum. Oh, hey, almost 25 minutes. Now would indeed be a good time to extract. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much the same style as that. You see, Discord allows for both voice and text chat, and it's a free app for that.
The longer you fight,
has some extra stuff to it, but that's the main purpose. Like some bells and whistles type of extra stuff. Like it can show what games you're playing, and you can stream to voice rooms. Okay, now I'm out. I only got the 2? Oh my word, that is... okay. 25 minutes and I only get 2. Only got the 1 drop. I gotta look into that more then. Okay. Yeah, here. I said these are your servers. Just going to different servers, different stuff. This will be people that are online. You can, down here you can set your status. So you can set it to invisible, which will show you as offline. Because I don't turn off my computer and leave this on, I tend to go invisible instead of actually turning it off, and then I just don't turn myself back online. Color exterminate? Yeah. If you're talking about this color, then yes, that's online status. If you're talking about these colors, though, the colors of the names, that's because of the roles. That's set by servers, so you can't set that unless you ask an admin to. You have your text chat, just type messages. This allows you to add stuff. I can throw in some of those. There's your actual emotes. Servers can set up to have their own emotes as well as generic ones. I'm not sure where to find the generic ones, to be honest. Because this tends to list like all the servers are in, and I'm in a lot of servers, so I have to scroll, yeah, way down. Way down to get to the generic ones. Yes. Each server can have their own emotes. As you can see, it tells you what game you're playing, and it'll show you up there if you let it. You go under user settings, and I think it was game activity. Just toggle that off. Discord? Surprisingly, not much. I mean, I'm willing to go into Discord chat and chat with people, but it's like people in here don't really have. I don't know, talk to people seem to not have mics, or I don't know, it just never came together, now I think about it. Like, I'm willing, but I never quite asked directly other people. Yeah, you can hop in to any of these. Well, that you're allowed to. So set up permissions and roles for each one. And I have it here for it so you can read things succinctly. But to go over it, this is just for feedback. Anything you want to see changed. Anything at all, whether related to Discord stream or whatever. This is your general chat, so whatever the heck you want. This is for... Initially, this was for like stream-related chat, but we weren't really using that much because we can just talk about stream on stream. So this is now just like a coding dump, I guess, for me that other people have complete access to. Then there's info report is your share. I'm fine with you talking a bit, just as long as it's not huge paragraphs. Long conversation doesn't drag on too long because it's mostly sharing stuff instead of conversation itself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there aren't people for me to. So I'm willing to, but there just aren't really people to voice chat with. Plus, what I mentioned earlier was Smith. Which really for Smith got a garbled name. As mentioned with him, there's as an introvert, I do want to spend time alone, so I won't not all day long available for voice chat, but I am willing and able for at least some of the day. Cargo doc is just if you want to dump stuff, but you have like 10 videos you want to dump, then cargo doc is here. Like if it's a lot, you can put it into cargo, or if it's just complete and utter nonsense, that too. And then these are all the music stuff. I have them divided into names because we have hundreds of songs in here, and it just get hard to navigate, so I decided to divide them. Then we have one that I have not made an on-theme appropriate name for, and I'm not sure if I ever will. It gets used because it's way down here. And then we have register, which you can't actually type anything in. I can because I'm the admin for the server, so I can type into all of these, but you wouldn't. At least I don't think you'd be able to. This just tells you who's joined, really. Then we have voice chats. Advanced party is really for whoever I'm going to be playing with, so that way, anticipating. Yes, it is. You told right after the stream, you told me about it. I googled it, and yes, got to it. I watched it, and after I watched it, I posted here because it's really worth. It's still worth watching even today. Thanks for reminding me about that. Alright, advanced party. That's just anticipating when this kicks off, which at this point I'm actually not sure if it if my audience will ever grow to large enough for this to be necessary, but it's just a private room for people that I play with on stream, so that way we don't just say go into town square and then other people hop on and start being trolls or whatever. Yeah, that's the basics. It's just text chat and voice chat. And a little bit of extra bells and whistles, like being able to play a different game, trying what games. Yeah, it is. I'll do Discord later. I think you can set your nickname too. Like, there you are. Yeah, so I don't have a bot to auto assign roles, so like I gotta update these manually. Sorry about not giving you the at stream role. You can, right? The thing is, you can tag stuff. So these are different roles in the servers, so you can tag specific ones if you have permissions to. And then there's two general ones. There's at here, which will ping everyone who is online. And then there is at everyone, which will ping everybody in the server. And you don't want to use at everyone unless it's a very, very important message. You probably just want it, and you probably don't want to use at here all that much because, like, you get a big red little, like, there's a circle here, red circle that's actually a 0, and it changes to a 1 when you get a ping. And, like, you don't want to get pinged frequently, man. It gets real annoying. So, like, know that there's at here and at everyone you can use, but, like, don't abuse them. Yeah, you can. Again, the place to do that would be in Verport or Cargo Dock, just to keep town square. Really, it's just specialized chats. You just hit the plus, and then post stuff. And from here, you can actually open it in your browser for downloading if you want. Oh, and then there's add reactions to it as well. Which I don't really see hardly anybody use on my server. It's there. Like if you took advantage of it, but not a big deal if you don't. Here is settings, by the way. There's you can go through this on your own. It's a good few to go through. Well, there's a phone app for Discord. It's just that I don't really use my phone, as I think I've mentioned a while ago. And it's a different layout because, you know, it's on the phone, different screen size and shape. Not really shape, just orientation. So I don't quite know where all the menus are, but general functionality is the same.
If I may say, operator, your chosen warframe suits you. Ha ha
Thanks, Ordis. Alright, let's change stance to Tempo Royale. And I could swap out Organ Shatter. I could swap out Organ Shatter. I think I'll... Oh! Oh yeah, that does a lot. That's a lot to increase my damage. How much have I got left in the booster now? 1 hour, 10 minutes. Oh boy. Okay. Where do I get Tellurium again? Arc component dropped primarily by Arcwing enemy units, though it may also be dropped by enemies encountered in the Grenier Sea Lab and Grenier Asteroid Fortress tiles that must be awarded as a daily login bonus. Rare drop from enemy units in Skirmish, Archwing, Grenier Sea Lab, and Grenier Asteroid Fortress. Oh, okay, that's Kuva. Tellurium is available as a bounty reward in Orb Valith, waiting a stage. One can also use the Sentinel mods per part. Oh, that's just a cheese method. So yeah, I can either do some Archwing missions, or I can go farm on 2 specific stuff. What was that? It's rescue? Alright. Let's go over to Star Chart. What do I have? I have the Baza here, which is a nice one. What's the Corinth? I really like the Corinth Prime. I also like the Tigris. Tigris is double barrel. It's a super shotgun. Looks a bit like a harpoon gun, but it's a super shotgun. Too bad the reload times in this game are a bit long compared to others, that at least that I'm used to. It's long compared to what I'm used to, so I'm not super... It's really high damage, but I'd love it if I can make the reload time a lot shorter. Then there's the Corinth Prime, which is just... I love this thing. It's a pump action shotgun with a fucking 20 round magazine. 20 shell magazine. And also has an airburst alt fire. Like an airburst grenade. Great. Grenade launcher and a shotgun. We're sticking with the Baza Prime, which is a submachine gun with a built-in suppressor. Now switch over to the Bronco. And with the Bronco with the Sonic War. Right, the Exalted Blade. It comes with its own mods and its own combos. Anywho, brings Sakasa along. Kubrow. Very dog-like. And I gotta be fast because I got that hour left and I really wanna... I think I get the Tamu so I can farm some Tellurium. You know, if it weren't for the 360, I might play Borderlands every now and again. It's just, I do have it for the 360, so it's just the hassle of digging that console out and then setting it back up. Anywho, I forgot I'm on Crimson Rovers instead of Iron Phoenix. Okay, that Lotus pattern, yeah, this. That is its own thing.
Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have much time.
game. Oh, missed it. Yeah, but where? Ah, down here. Yes, this loadout's very small shields, very much health based. Health does not regenerate on its own, so I've used what I can for life steal. To be precise, my melee attacks actually restore the health of Tsukasa, and Tsukasa's melee attacks restore my health,
On the way.
so we have to rely on each other. I'm not gonna care about those turrets, to be honest. Oh, alright, maybe I should. Not sure where I need to go. Ah, down here. Oh, and I also have a mod that converts damage taken into energy. So it's very much a brawler type.
You are approaching the holding area.
Alright.
Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
It's not a stealth frame, so that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I only see one warden. Oh, there's two. There's two. Oh, sweet. Doesn't leave me much of anywhere, though. Prisoner dies, the mission has failed. Let's just say always use ventilation shafts if they are available. Almost always circumvent most security measures. Most. At some of the higher levels, they actually install security measures in the ducts. Because, you know, we've been in there so often. That one's suppressed. Wait, do I have a Brucey one? I don't. Maybe. There should be some donation links, though, in the description of the stream. Oh, it's a camera. I thought that was a sensor bar. Oh, yeah. I'll think about it. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. I needed her to open the door. Shit. Oh good, that didn't start the execution timer.
The hostage is almost out of time. Hurry.
Alright, time to let's in. Again, I don't... Yeah, I may end up losing this one because I don't understand how to get into the hostage's holding cells. Wait, hold up. Could be... No, not quite. Not quite. come back here with Avara then. That's glass. Nope, that's not good terrain.
They
Yeah.
killed the hostage. This mission is a failure.
Yeah, I know there was some way you could pay creators through YouTube. I don't think it was directly, and I'm not sure I'd fully support it because they probably take a huge cut for themselves. Anywho, I think scanner, right? What have you got that could be very useful? Alright, should be fine. Gelatine? Let's change that out for a Gram Prime.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Cut down the...
make the Lotus proud.
Gram Prime is another one of my favorites. Yep. See how this goes again. Do let me know if any of those links don't work, though, by the way. I haven't tested them in a while. And I don't think anybody's really tried to use them in a while either.
That is vital to our operations. Search for the holding location.
We can avoid alerting them. This might be easier.
We've got signals.
Yeah, this
singing
feels
the same
better.
Song as our victim. Careful now. There's less than nothing left of who
Alright.
they once were.
That's right, you got glass.
They're tough, but no glass is unbreakable.
There's no telling what the captors are doing to our rescue target. You need to find a holding cell immediately.
That resets alarms. Yeah, I think I might sprint faster than I bullet jump with this loadout. Yeah, energy siphon. That's good. I need all the energy I can get. Yeah, the dread's a good bow. Oh, it's Modus Impact. Oh, that's a Kuva, isn't it? Lich. You can see it's a lot stealthier than when I use Excalibur Prime. I mean, deliberately, honestly, at this point. But also, that's just your character, too. Okay, Patreon is if you want to do, like, regular donations, because that's subscription. The Streamlab is an indirect PayPal link, because my PayPal account uses my real name, and it's established. I like to keep that obscured. So I have to do it through Streamlabs.
Let's go on the offensive.
Alright. Yeah, it's hard to explain it in a not shady way, but just what it is, that's an upcoming MMO that I did some research on and liked. I really liked playing through one of their testing phases. There'll be other testing phases, I think later this year. Late this year. Definitely stream those, but that link is basically if you make an account with that link, then any money you spend on that game, I get a 15% cut of it, and that's all it is. Just if you play the game and you like it and you make your account with that link, then I'll get part of whatever you spend. Gosh, it's a long way to the prisoner. Yeah, you can do some research. You can hold off till I end up streaming and testing, because I can't stream it right now because they aren't doing any testing. Or rather, when I can stream it. I'm not sure if there's an NDA on the next phase or not. But you can buy your time and wait on that, do your own research. Just know that's what the link is. It's just, I get a cut of whatever you pay. Because it's going to be a subscription MMO. So, I get part of that sub fee. Means if you get 7 people sign up with your link, then you actually have enough to actually pay your entire own sub. Of course, back when I had money, I backed enough that I get free sub for life on the game, because I liked it that much. Rather, I felt it was that promising. Oh, motherfucker took my bow. Mine.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Oh, neat. Although, do you have to pay for Roblox in the first place? That's a good... I'm assuming you're saying that as like an alternate way for me to make money. Well, hello, I didn't even notice that hole. Oh, nice.
We've reached the Find our prisoner in one of these cells.
Ah, that blew up a lot. Okay, so I have to run around until I find a console, then hack it. Potentially. I wonder if there's an alternate way in. Hope there is. There's a Parazon mod I got.
Not a minute too soon. Prisoner located. We need to get them back to command in one piece. Find your way to the exits, and don't leave the subject behind. I need a weapon.
Wait, didn't I? Yeah, there we go. Anywho, there's a Parazon mod I got called Auto Breach that gives me a 30% chance to just auto hack anything. Which is why sometimes you don't see the hacking minigame. That's it activating. Not sure what a shirt would cost. I almost fell in the hole again. Oh yeah, I can code. That's what my college degree was for. Yeah, the Dread's actually still good. I got this build a long time ago. I thought it would be outmoded by now. Alright. That node's done. Wonder where Tamu is.
Excellent armaments, operator. Please return
Covered in blood.
safe and sound.
Disruption? Oh, disruption. An Arcwing? Oh, it's probably just normal stuff. Right, that was disruption, wasn't it? I'll say Arcwing, but they're not. Uh. A lot of programming languages, so I'm wondering which languages they do learn. New on Survival and Kuva Fortress. I mean, Excalibur Umbra is fine. But...
Ordis is
Angry.
I may
Oh, really?
maintenance after all.
Yeah, but just gotta remind myself a few. Not a lot, just a few. Yeah, let's stick with Valbon. You get a group, it'll be fine. Yeah, I am inclined to right now.
Life support on the way.
This thing is so slow on base. Ugh. I'll score a crit with it immediately. This thing's going so slow.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Alright. Wager the resource booster's gonna, you know, run out before I finish this, if it's gonna be anywhere near a half hour. Wonder if I have to people directly with that or if it has a radius. Yeah, this gun is nice.
Our operative is making progress. This will help our cause. Extraction is available if you need it.
And then pop it there. There we go. It's just on our side of the door, so that way as soon as they open up... Exactly. Exactly. They just get showered with needles as soon as they open it.
This capsule will now harvest Kuva. Caution, Tenno. Capsules harvesting Kuva provide minimal life support. Modification successful. Collecting Kuva. Additional life
Yeah, I'll pop
support
one.
has arrived. Commencing Kuva harvest.
cool, a lot of harvests. Whenever I've been on Cougar Survival, it's always been other people doing it.
Life support incoming. Kuva harvester destroyed. Another life support capsule is now available.
Welcome back. You got slowed a lot. Ah, I missed the horse window. Hell are you? Alright, where's my partner? Yeah, he moved a long time while I wasn't looking.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Alright, no delirium. Need like 5, and you've seen how rare it drops. I can try disruption. I'm looking for survival. That has squads open. Get other people. Got 20 minutes left on the booster.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Not sure. Family will probably try to prepare a meal to eat at the dinner table, but I don't know if we can do that this year.
Modification successful. Collecting Kuva. Caution, Tenno. Capsules harvesting Kuva provide minimal life support.
Oh, I got 36 minutes left. Alright, I can do a 20-minute or 30-minute run on this. I wonder what you need Kuva for, though.
Tenno, prepare for life
Everybody's hard farming it. I know there's some recipes that need it, but like, why do you need so much of it?
This capsule will now harvest Kuva. I've delivered another life supply capsule.
Behold, Valbon! His temporary full glory. Actually, a good Valbon would have like 3 vortexes in there. Let's throw a second.
Life support has been replenished. is making progress. This will help our cause. When you are ready, go to extraction. Kuba is ready to be collected.
Yeah, that was all on. It is just my direct family. Just everybody who lives in the house. We do not have guests. Especially not now.
Life support on the way.
Where is that other? The other guy's doing Kuva stuff.
Commencing Kuba harvest.
Bothers me that he's not camping with me, but I get why.
Additional life support has arrived.
This would mean a lot more of this when I have Valbon Prime. And guess what I need Tellurium for? What was it Cryotic? Was it both? I need Tellurium and Cryotic though for some Prime frames.
Get ready for a capsule. This capsule will now harvest Kuba.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Another life support capsule is now available.
I'm not gonna go full Valbon on this. Just gonna go partial Valbon.
Grab the Kuba from that capsule.
Somebody triggered some alarms. Okay, get down here.
Modification successful. Collecting Kuba. Life support incoming. Additional life support has arrived.
Ah, it's so crazy. I love it. Yes, thank you for the notice, Alyssa. Since it's Warframe already, I figured I'd just do, you know, the overtime because I was going to keep playing anyways.
Harvest run is finished. Collect the Kuba.
This is going to be a 20 or 30 minute survival. I don't know if it will be, depends on these guys, but if it is, then this will be the last thing I do on stream. Aside from maybe like some last minute stuff. 3 source booster is going to be out unless I do a really quick mission.
Commencing Kuba harvest. more successful we will be.
I don't know how effective that'll be. I'll just throw it out there, see what I get.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Oh, I actually got on one of the guys. Interesting to see how that's how it works.
Kuva is ready to be collected.
Oh, does one guy actually really want to leave right now? Hmm.
Modification successful. Collecting Kuva.
Alright. Good night, Alyssa. There's the harvester? Wait,
Life
where?
support on the way.
Ah, there it is. And 2. That should be good.
Additional life support has arrived. Kuva is ready to be collected.
I can see why I was invited to a 1-hour run of Kuva survival if this is such a good way to get Kuva. Still don't really know what's so good about Kuva, though.
Get ready for a capsule.
Maybe it's for re-rolling ribbons.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Yeah, it's those dark red and black tier items that we pick up. Not these are health orbs. That lower left, Kuva. Yeah, that's some kind of essence that's required for I don't know what, but in lore it seems to be refined into some immortality juice that also makes you a bit crazy.
Commencing Kuva harvest.
Yeah, this is not good for me. Where are they? Over here. Over here. Put it down. Put it down. Okay. I get a reader.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
Yeah, you can drink it in a refined version. But that's just the refined version. I don't know about their unrefined version. It's a cloud of gas of like screaming souls and stuff.
successful we will be. I've delivered another life support capsule.
Pretty much, I guess. Well, not totally clear on what Kuva is. I don't think anybody in Warframe is.
Kuva is ready to be collected. This capsule will now harvest Kuva. Caution, Tenno. Capsules harvesting Kuva provide minimal life support.
Well, I got lag to the host. Yeah, I'm gonna leave at like the 20-minute mark. I'm gonna run that Archwing mission. Archwing Disruption mission.
Support has arrived.
Oh, well, the one that the first comment on all the piece said. Just go 1 second delay from when I actually throw it to when it comes out my hand. That's lag. Imagine this is peer-to-peer. Yeah, so Warframe does use server stuff, but it's mostly peer-to-peer. Yeah, it plays with a lot of players, like more than usual for gets... And PvP, I think, gets servers, but otherwise... Peer-to-peer. Oh! Looks like we got ourselves a maniac. Yes, it is.
Successful. Collecting Kuva.
I think it's on every console. It's not on the phone, I don't think.
Life support incoming.
A hard time seeing how you play this game well on the phone.
Another life support capsule is now available. Commencing Kuva harvest.
And just look at that delay. They can fire this thing continuously.
Kuva from that capsule.
You have strayed too far from the path. May this correct you.
Life support on the way.
Alright, that should be... maybe coming around now. Like a horde of a certain enemy type. Wait, they already did? They already did.
Another life support capsule is now available. This capsule will now harvest Kuva.
Alright,
Looking
time
at
for me.
Tenno Operator just found. They could
Alright,
not
finish
do
up the
this
Kuva
without-
harvest, which will take 33 seconds. And then we're done. We're out of here. I don't think I'll have too much fun today. Obviously having some fun, because Svalbard's Svalbard, but like, I don't think I'll have too much fun afterwards. Oh boy. Alright. Let me just
Get ready for a capsule.
cut out.
Kuva is ready to be collected.
Okay. Ah, that's where I have to go.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Even he thinks it's time to leave. Or does he? No, he's going to the next capsule.
Commencing Kuva.
Oh no, those are two very, very different things. Oh, Warframe. Oh, no, Warhammer is. Gosh. I haven't played Warhammer, but man, there are some crazy stories about that. Some crazy lore to it as well. Yeah, Warhammer is Space Marines on steroids, while Warframe is Space Ninjas.
Tenno, prepare for life supply. A harvester has finished. Collect the Kuva. Additional life support has arrived. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Bet there's no tellurium. Nope, none. Not a one. Alright, how much time I got left on that resource booster? 16 minutes. I will mob this stuff out. Gotta hurry. Gotta hurry.
Operator, you have
Yeah,
remembered well
stuff
how
coming.
the Tenno arm themselves.
See, I can probably throw on Hell's Chamber about the same time. Oh, this thing's bad crit, good status. Alright. Then I could throw in an 8. Well, do tell. I can use my secondary.
Operator, were you visualizing a bloody battle?
Me too.
Alright, 10 minutes of this. I know Warframe had a rocky start. I'm not quite sure what became what it is today.
Operator, incoming transmission. It's from Fortuna.
Allied V's selling the latest in asset security. Conduits. Put the key in and you can pull the shinies out. Trick is, you've got to wait to open. Something happens to the conduit before you can pull the goods. You don't get the goods. Ever. Also, the bleeders Allied sold the tech to will try to kill ya. Give that console the old bypass so we can get this thing started. This isn't your regular bolt job. Allied V sold the conduits with interference routines specifically designed for the Tenno. Things might get a little weird. Conduit keys are carried by high-ranking muckety mucks.
There's some Tellurium.
See what they've got. First key. Right. Find a matching conduit.
I'm gonna wait for these to expire, honestly. Just realized that when I do that, I actually can hit them with a backswing a bit. Okay.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
Okay, so I don't have enemy radar or anything. I can't really tell. Even then, there's just a swarm of these guys. Oh, there he is. With luck. There we go. Yeah, I'm still undecided on that regard. Okay, I need to get someplace with some cover. I am... Okay, I lost 4 hit points. I'll think about it some more. Think about who's watching. What they could say. Or rather, I could take your advice and just turn off the chat while doing Undertale's stream. Okay. That's the issue. We're into the Valbon. I do not last long. I have to have more energy now than I had before. Well, energy drain can't come up again. Can it?
Demo unit looking to depart this mortal coil and take you with it. Keep it clear of that conduit.
Alright, here it over here. Okay, it's above. Blast the full mag into it.
We've got signals singing the same song as our victim. Careful now.
Alright, cool.
Whatever these cephalites have become, there's no going back. Dreamer, there's gotta be a way to take these things down.
This is rough.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
Alright, should be enough for basic defense. Start off with 10 minutes of Warframe. That's an interesting idea. Should I even try to go for a clickbaity thumbnail? Just to be extra out of character. Oh, I hear it. Hear it. You are here. Oh, I don't have... Nope, he got me. He got me.
Conduit
Back.
destroyed. Dust yourself off. There'll be another around here someplace.
Alright, that pulled in the goddamn and I'm dead again. Alright, I might just plant the key and forget about it, honestly. Head to extraction.
Demo unit coming in fast. That thing bows and you can kiss the conduit goodbye.
That one's got like a quarter of the health of every other Warframe at least. Alright.
Dare to live up to your reputation and try again.
Oh, I'll try again. If anything, I'm gonna head to extract. Not quite get into extract, but hold out for as long as...
Eyes open, sunshine.
maybe not as long as I can. Just a few minutes. Just a few minutes of holding out. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Oh, you best fit. Okay, I don't have the energy to set up again. Damn, this thing really does melt. Okay. energy. What's going on? 10 minutes in. Resource booster. 4 minutes. Okay, okay. I can go until a 16 mark or so. Give me a... There we are. An orb of death. Are they shooting me through the door? And other revives. Okay. I'd say that's as good a time as any to call it quits.
Time to hit the pub.
I got 4! How nice. Means I have 6. I can make 1 item with Delaria. This is better than Uranus, isn't it? Although that may just be RNG. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's worse. I don't know. Yeah, I can understand that. Hassle to fudge with the small keys. Small pseudo keys. Anywho. Resource booster. 2 minutes. There is something, a mission I could do in 2 minutes, but like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. See if I can get this in.
Operator, now get out there and
Cut down the...
make the Lotus proud.
Mouse and Magnesidium. So this is the boss that I can kill and extract from in 3 minutes. 3.5 minutes maybe. Just a decent chance of dropping Oricon cells, so I might be able to get this thing in before it runs out. Yep.
The VIP that we're hunting is here. Find them and take them out.
We're immune to this infestation, but they still try to kill us.
It was difficult to locate the source vector of this sector's infestation, but we're finally here.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter.
Don't care, Samaris.
Sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner.
Actually,
Let it escape.
yeah, no, I don't care.
The creature has grown unfathomably strong through centuries of absorbing matter.
Yes, unfathomably strong.
That was a juggernaut. They were lured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should go away, or amp up the fight to draw it out. Multiple targets ahead.
I think the resource booster is out already.
I am no longer detecting signs of a juggernaut.
Oh, still got an Arkansas. That's good. I'd farm this place with or without an Arkansas. With or without an Arkansas. With or without a resource booster. Alright, I have very limited time. Not because of the resource booster, but because of my energy reserves. I maintained this farm for so long. Up here. Ah, almost. Alright, that's that amount of energy.
Nice work taking down the VIP.
I like to try and find some energy balls before I fight the boss, that way I definitely have enough to last the entire fight, but I wasn't able to this time. It's the resource booster, which I think already ran out. Oh, it's already here. Oh, might as well. And it took 3 minutes exactly. Yeah, no booster. Oh, I can say I'm glad my stream connection is back to being good, or at least passable. Thank you very much for watching and chatting. I'll be here tomorrow night, assuming nothing exceptional comes up. You'll know notice board on Discord if something, or Town Square. I put it in either, because I know notice board is usually exactly as the name implies, a notice board where I post notices for people to know about, but Town Square also invites discussion because you can't reply on notice board. I'll post it either way. You'll know if it. So, assuming no extenuating circumstances like a completely fucked up sleep schedule, I'll be here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, and good night.